Now at 7, bells ring out at midnight in Ukraine, marking 1 year since Vladimir Putin sent troops into Ukraine, hoping to take over in just days.
In a ceremony today in Kyiv, Ukraine's president pledged to push for victory in 23 and says his country will endure. We are live with the latest.
Here at home, thieves steal a car with a 2-year-old still inside. The child's pregnant mother run over trying to stop them. It's Friday, February 24th.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Tanya Babich in for Terrell this morning. As we look outside on this Friday, lots of cloud cover out there. Hopefully we'll see some peaks of sun. Here's Isol Martinez with the forecast.
Hey, good morning, Tanya, Val. Temperatures right now a lot colder than they have been the last several mornings. But yes, every now and then we might see a few peaks of sun this morning. That's our best shot at some sun because the clouds really thicken up as we head through the afternoon. A temperature right now in Chicago of 19 degrees. We have a northwest wind right around 8, and that is making it feel like the single digits. So right now in Chicago, feeling like 9 degrees, that's what you should dress like this morning, is the single digits and teens. Our actual air temperature in the teens as well. As we go through this afternoon, we're only going to make it into the 20s. So the next 12 hours here, you can see our temperatures don't change much. Temperatures will be into the mid and upper 20s. And as we continue here, you can see that we're going to have some mild weather this upcoming weekend. Temperatures will be in the 20s today, 40s for this upcoming weekend. Roz.
Got a little bit of an issue for UP West riders on the outbound side. Outbound trains number 13 and 15, they're holding at the Geneva station because of some emergency track work. It could take about a half an hour. Now, so far, Metro's not giving any information about how this affects inbound trains. It could only be on those one tracks, but we'll keep you updated. We also have delays on the CTA Red Line for 95th bound trains. Earlier police activity at the Howard station, but you're going to need a little bit of extra time there. On the expressways, you really don't need any extra time because the travel times are only between 20 and 30 minutes, maybe a little under 30 on the Stevenson from the Tri-State to DuSable Lakeshore Drive. So it's very calm this morning. Same thing on the tollways. Here's the Tri-State at the 290 where we normally see congestion in the work zone. Not today, just seeing a little bit of sunshine, and I'll take that. Val and Tanya.
We all will, Roz. Thank you. Today marks 1 year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In Kyiv, President Vladimir Zelensky addressed soldiers and handed out military awards.
The battle rages on as President Biden declares new sanctions against Russia and announces more military aid for Ukraine. We have a series of reports for you. First, we have ABC's M. Wynn, live from Washington. M.
Val and Tanya, a year ago, Vladimir Putin expected a quick victory, but the people of Ukraine, backed by the U.S. and NATO allies, are still fighting back. This morning, the world marking 1 year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. From New York to parts of Europe to Australia, people gathered in support of the war-torn country. There, President Zelensky also attending a ceremony to commemorate the anniversary as the bloody battle rages on, with Ukrainian troops fiercely resisting Russian forces, now struggling to make progress in the east. Zelensky vowing to rebuild, tweeting overnight that Ukrainians had proven themselves to be invincible in what he called a year of pain, sorrow, faith, and unity, adding victory will come. And this morning, President Biden announcing a new $2 billion military aid package to Ukraine, which includes additional artillery rounds, military drones, more funding for training, and more missiles for the HIMARS system. The White House also announcing new sanctions on over 200 people and companies in Russia, as well as Chinese companies accused of evading sanctions on Russia. It comes as China released a peace plan calling for a ceasefire without more specifics. Still, the U.S. is concerned they may provide lethal military aid to Russia.
I'm hopeful, but in a very clear-eyed way, that China will get that message, because it's not only coming from us, it's coming from many other countries.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is expected to address the UN Security Council this morning, denouncing Russia's aggression against Ukraine. It comes a day after the UN adopted a non-binding resolution calling for Russia to end its war. Tanya, Val.
M. Wynn, thank you. Here at home, there are several events happening in Chicago to mark this somber day. Dozens of children who fled the war in Ukraine now attend classes at St. Nicholas Cathedral School in Ukrainian Village. The school will hold a prayer vigil at 2 this afternoon and will feature testimony from students as well as the children singing the Ukrainian national anthem. And right now, We are joined by Anna Cirilli, who is the principal of St. Nicholas, and it looks like you have some students with you as well. Would you like to introduce them to us?
Yes, I'm joined by 8th graders Olena and Oksana, who are helping prepare the vigil for today.
Wonderful. Anna, how many students from Ukraine who have resettled here in Chicago attend the school?
Currently, we have 75 students enrolled who recently arrived from Ukraine.
Well, what has this year been like for them? How have they been able to adjust to life in Chicago and at the school?
It's been a challenging year, obviously. Coming with the war, the trauma from the war, we are focusing a lot on bringing in some therapies and art therapy and things like that for the students to be able to adjust to life here in Chicago, and providing them with English language lessons so that they can be successful in the classroom, but just helping them get acclimated to being here in Chicago and at St. Nicholas Cathedral School.
Tell me a little bit about how you are honoring their homeland and their families overseas today. I know you're planning a vigil for tonight. What other details can you share with us?
Yeah, the prayer vigil will include prayers, obviously prayers for hope, songs, Ukrainian songs to bring in that culture. But there's a lot of community stakeholders that will be here to show their support. You know, the communities really come out to show support for our students and for our staff. And we have a great staff here at St. Nicholas Cathedral School, so they put together this opportunity for us to show that we are here with these students that have come, these 75 students and their families, and we're here to welcome them and to continue to keep them safe while they're here in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to put Elena and Oksana on the spot, but do they want to say anything while we're here on camera?
Olena and Oksana, would you like to say anything about today's prayer vigil, or maybe what it means for you to be hosting prayer vigil for St. Nicholas Cathedral School?
Even if they want to share a wish for their families at home, if they want to send some love to them, that's perfect too.
What has it been like for you to come to Chicago from Ukraine?
It's my challenge.
Yeah.
Challenging.
Yes.
And what was the challenge for you specifically?
Find new friends, new home, and new life, actually.
Yeah. Olena, why did you and the 8th graders want to put on this vigil today for our students?
Today marks 1 year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and we wanted to remind everyone that the war is still going on, and just how long it's been and how terrible it is because of how long it's been, not just because of how long it's been, just how terrible it is in general, and that it shouldn't be forgotten.
It is so
Thank you,
impactful.
Elena.
It's so meaningful to hear from both of them. Please express our appreciation to them and tell them that we are praying for their families in Ukraine.
Thank you.
Anna Cirilli, thank you so much for your time.
Now to a breaking news update. A pregnant mother, is run over trying to stop her car from being stolen with her child still inside.
That car was in her driveway in Libertyville. Diane Pathieu is in the newsroom with more. Diane.
Val and Tanya, police say 2 suspects drove up, ambushed the pregnant mother, and then took off in her car with her 2-year-old son still inside, but not before running her over first. It happened yesterday in the driveway of her home off of Route 137 in unincorporated Libertyville. Investigators believe the suspects possibly saw her shopping at a nearby location before attacking her. The woman brought her 6-year-old into the house, then went back for her 2-year-old son still in the car seat. That's when police say she was attacked.
She, of course, was fighting for her child as her child was inside the car. However, this offender knocked her to the ground, battered her, and jumped into the driver's seat of her Volkswagen.
The attacker drove off in the woman's car while another suspect sped away in a stolen white BMW. One of them ran her over. The mother is 6 months pregnant. The suspects eventually dumped the 2-year-old in a parking lot alone. An employee discovered the child in Waukegan. The suspects then abandoned the stolen Volkswagen. They got away. The mother is now hospitalized with serious injuries. Val?
All right, Diane, thank you. A teacher in Des Plaines is charged with pushing and hitting 4 students in her 2nd grade classroom. None of the students was seriously injured. This allegedly happened in December and January at North Elementary School on Rand Road. Laying Escobedo is accused of pulling the kids by their ears and striking them in the head with a folder or closed fist. Escobedo is charged with misdemeanor battery. She was immediately removed from her duties pending further investigation.
7 of the 9 candidates in the race for Chicago mayor took part in a forum last night. They answered a series of lightning round questions, including some about policies and why they are running. Other questions were all about the issues that are unique to Chicago, like calling dibs on parking spots in the snow. Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Willie Wilson did not attend. A new independent poll by M3 Strategies shows Paul Vallis ahead in the race. He has 32%. He's followed by a surging Brandon Johnson, who now has 18%. Lori Lightfoot is in third with 13.6%. Jesus Chuy Garcia at 11.6%. And Willie Wilson drops to 6.4%. 14% of voters are undecided.
And that new poll shows Vallis way out in front, but a tight race between his next 3 closest challengers. And if there's no clear second place finisher on election night, it could be several days before we find out who made the runoff. First, it will take time to count all the mail-in ballots. The Board of Elections clarifying to ABC7 that those received by Monday will start to be counted on Election Day. So that process will not have to wait until the polls close. Still, though, any recount requests can't be filed until after the election results are certified. The deadline for that is March 21st, although the Board of Elections is hoping to get it done by March 15th. Be sure to join us for our election night coverage on Tuesday. Live streaming coverage starts at 7 p.m. at abc7chicago.com or wherever you stream. Then look for updates online throughout the night, and we'll have a complete wrap-up on the air on Eyewitness News at 10.
All 3 of the new lion cubs at the Lincoln Park Zoo are males. That's what the zoo's veterinary staff learned when they gave the cubs their first health exam. Until now, they have been monitoring the cubs via remote cameras. Those cubbies were born 6 weeks ago to lioness Zari. They will remain behind the scenes in the coming weeks as they continue to grow. Although at this size, how fun would it be to snuggle those kitty cats? Oh my goodness, they are so cute.
Want to try it?
Well, it would depend. I have some questions about safety first, but gosh, they look cute.
They do look cute, but I think I'm going to be your photographer and stay a little further back and let you do the snuggling. But I'll get great pictures for you.
I got bitten by my toddler the other day. Is that any different? I know it is different, but still.
Yeah, we get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying.
Your live and local news is just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, police body cam video tells us more about the suspect in that Florida shooting that targeted a television reporter, among others.
But first, Aisol Martinez is in for Tracy. She has your AccuWeather forecast next.
Good morning. We're seeing a few peaks of sun here. You can see that we have a little bit of that in our live look. 19 degrees here in Chicago, but yes, mostly cloudy, and that west-northwest wind at 8 miles per hour is making it feel chilly. We all have a wind right around 5 to 15, and we will keep it there through the rest of today, but it's enough to give us a wind chill. Our actual air temperatures are in the teens in most spots, but with that little bit of a wind, it is feeling more like the single digits out there. Joliet feeling like 19 degrees, but then notice here Midway feeling like 9 degrees, Sugar Grove feeling like 5 degrees as you step out the door this morning. We have lots of clouds around right now, but yes, every now and then we see a few peaks of sunshine every now and then. As we go into the afternoon, the clouds really start to thicken up and we have the chance to see some flurries later this evening. Temperatures the next 12 hours aren't going to move much. We're starting off close to about 18 degrees, 19. And then notice here as we go into the afternoon, our high temperatures will be into the upper 20s. Here's a look at Futurecast to show you that chance for some flurries later today. If you have some Friday evening plans, maybe going out to dinner in the city, just know that we have some flurries around. I'd call them festive because all they will be is festive, falling from the sky. We're not talking any accumulation here on the roads for that little bit of snow that we have for a few hours. This weekend, temperatures are going to be into the low and mid and upper 40s. Then by Monday, we have temperatures even a little bit warmer into the mid-50s. Roz?
Well, I wanted to update this metro delay, and I had a feeling this was going to happen. It's on the UP West. We have 2 trains that were being stopped at Geneva because of emergency track repairs. Well, now that's affecting one of the inbound trains because, you know, they turn around and become inbound. So number 32, the inbound train, supposed to leave Elburn at 7:25, that is also going to be about a half hour late. Could be longer than that. So we'll continue to monitor this, and if we get any more delays, absolutely, I'll let you know. Hardly any delays on the expressways. I'm talking 25-minute travel times, maybe 30 on the inbound Stevenson, but that's it. Now, we still have some power issues up in Lake County, Illinois. A couple of intersections with traffic lights flashing red in all directions. Barrington, Route 59 in Cuba, and in Waukegan at Glen Flora and Buttrick. Be careful, treat them as a 4-way stop. Tanya and Val.
All right, Ross, thank you. Police in Orlando, Florida have released body cam footage showing the arrest of a man accused of shooting 5 people, killing 3, including a TV news reporter and a 9-year-old girl. In the video, you can see officers taking the 19-year-old man into custody on Wednesday, and at one point, they actually cut the fabric of the suspect's pants where they find a gun. Now, we froze the video right there to give you a better look. Police could be heard saying the weapon was still hot. The suspect is accused of killing 24-year-old journalist Dylan Lyons. Lyons' news photographer Jesse Walden was critically hurt. A 9-year-old girl and her mother were also shot. The child did not survive. Another woman who was an acquaintance of the suspect was shot and killed earlier that day. The suspect had no apparent connection to the other 4 victims. When we return, Chicago Police Department continues in-person police officer entry exams. More on that story ahead. And the resilience of a local nurse badly injured in a crash. How her own co-workers helped her on her road to recovery.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
The Chicago Police Department gives police entrance exams today and tomorrow. The tests are at 4 city colleges: Malcolm X, Olive Harvey, Richard J. Daley, and Wilbur Wright. You can register through the CPD website or in person. Beginning police officers are paid just more than $56,000. That jumps up to about $84,000 after 18 months. CTA riders have an important notice. Starting tonight at 10, there will be no Blue Line train service between Addison and Western stations. California, Logan Square, and Belmont stations will also be impacted by this. Shuttle buses will be running between the stations. Crews will be replacing some of the track. Work is expected to be completed in time for Monday's commute.
2 different kinds of tickets go on sale today. First, it's your chance to see Pitbull at the Hard Rock Casino in Gary. Mr. Worldwide will perform April 7th. Tickets go on sale at 9 this morning through Ticketmaster.
Also today, Cubs fans can buy single game tickets to regular season games at Wrigley Field. The tickets go on sale to the general public at 10 o'clock this morning.
Have you taken your kids to a baseball game?
Sox games.
Yeah.
No, not even little now.
Yeah. You can take them to any team.
Right. Love both the teams, but yes, I have taken him. As a matter of fact, I took Max to his first baseball game last year, and he was 14.
My first baseball game ever was at the old Comiskey Park.
Oh,
it was a White Sox game when I was 13 years old. Which is impressive because I grew up in Canada and lived in Toronto at the time.
Right, and the fact that, now I'm trying to think how old when I was maybe 10 or so to a Dodgers game in LA.
There it is.
And that was it. One and done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got to get you back to a game. Crosstown Classic, here we come.
I'm okay. You guys save those tickets for somebody else.
All right, fair enough. Right now, we are going to join our Good Morning America viewers. I'm going to have a news update for you on TV in just a little bit, and you'll see it here as well.
And then when we come back, a local ICU nurse badly injured in a crash is back on her feet thanks to the people she works with. She's going to tell us how the experience changed her.
Now, an update from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It is 7:23. I'm Tanya Babich. Today marks 1 year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It'll be a day of reflection for many in Chicago. The city is home to thousands of people who are from Ukraine who have ties to the country. There have been countless marches and rallies here during the past year. Some of the youngest refugees from Ukraine will attend a prayer service at St. Nicholas Cathedral School in Ukrainian Village. The 2 p.m. service will feature testimony from students as well as the children singing the Ukrainian national anthem. At 6:30 tonight, Mayor Lori Lightfoot will attend a rally and remembrance at St. Vladimir and Olha Ukrainian Catholic Church. After the rally, the group will make a short walk to St. Nicholas Ukrainian Catholic Cathedral. There at 7:30 tonight, Cardinal Blaise Cupich will join other religious leaders for a prayer service. Let's get a check of the ABC7 AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Jaisol Martinez.
Hey, Tanya, good morning. Temperatures this morning are colder than they have been the last several mornings. A lot of us waking up to the teens, but it feels like the single digits, even with just a little bit of a breeze around, nowhere near the wind that we had yesterday. Today, we'll just have a light breeze. Temperatures will reach anywhere from about 28 to 33 degrees through this afternoon, and then this upcoming weekend is looking really nice. Low 40s for Saturday. Sunday, we're going to be close to 50 degrees. We do start off next week with a little bit of rain and temperatures in the 50s.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Welcome back, everybody. Our biggest problem is for commuters on the UP West Line. Emergency track repairs near Geneva have already affected at least 3 trains, 2 outbound, number 13 and 15, and number 32 hasn't even left Elburn yet. It was supposed to leave at 7:25, so we'll let you know when it finally departs. The expressway travel times are not bad, 25 to 30 minutes. One suburban crash in Lakemore, 120, and Sullivan Lake.
Look at that. What a difference an hour or so makes. When we looked at this shot, not, I don't know, maybe in our 6 o'clock hour.
10 minutes ago?
Yeah, we saw that cloud cover, lots of fog, but looks like we're seeing a little bit of blue skies, even though the temperature is still quite cold out there. Isel Martinez will be back with an update on the weekend forecast. An ICU nurse who was nearly killed in a car accident 4 months ago is alive to share her story thanks to her own team at Advocate Condell in Libertyville. Christina Rick was with her son and dog when their car was T-boned. Her boy and their dog were okay, but the crash left her pelvis broken in 7 places and her liver and several arteries severed.
She came up needing massive blood transfusions, requiring not just my hands, but multiple hands.
I remember looking up and seeing all the blood and fluids being pumped into my body.
Wow. She returns to work today and says she has an even greater appreciation for her vocation.
And for her coworkers, I'm sure. What a miracle.
My. Right.
I mean, she looks great.
Yeah, sounds great.
She's standing.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, that the rehab is, that the work has been put in. We're so glad to see her back at work.
What an incredible story.
I know it. Well, coming up, we will get another check on today's top stories next.
And we check in with Heisel and Roz for an update on weather and travel times. That's coming up.
watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Now at 7:30, taking a look at the morning's top stories. A pregnant woman is in serious condition. She was run over while trying to stop two men from stealing her car that had her toddler inside. This happened yesterday in unincorporated Libertyville. Police say the men attacked the mother in her driveway and then drove away in her car with her 2-year-old son inside. They left the toddler in a parking lot. He's doing okay. Police are still looking for the suspects.
A teacher in Des Plaines is charged with misdemeanor battery after allegedly hitting 4 second graders. Police say it happened in December and January at North Elementary School. Laing Escobedo is accused of pulling the kids by their ears and hitting them with a folder or closed fist. She was immediately removed from her duties.
About 22,000 customers, ComEd customers, are waking up for the second morning without power. The winter storm also brought down trees and power lines across McHenry and Lake counties. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Tanya Babich in for Terrell.
That's right, and I'm Val Warner in for myself. Look at this shot. Tanya, you and I mean, like, we just saw this shot. Don't you feel like it was completely different?
And you know what? It was the cloud cover that's kind of in the back of the screen there, where you see like that dark gray cloud. It looks pretty ominous, but now we have pretty blue sky. Yeah. Aisol Martinez has our forecast. Hi, Aisol.
Good morning, Tanya and Val. Yeah, we have a little bit of clearing there, and I've been saying all morning our best chance to see a little bit of sun is going to be this morning. Clouds start to thicken back up later this afternoon, so let's enjoy that little bit of sun while we have it on this Friday morning. 19 degrees the temperature right now in Chicago, a northwest wind right around 8 miles per hour, a wind chill at 9. So you should dress for single-digit feels like temperatures right now. Grab the extra layer as you head out the door this morning. Temperatures are going to be into the 20s, and we'll keep that little bit of a breeze around the entire day. Roz?
Expressways are not bad at all. We don't have any crashes out there right now. The travel times, 30, 35 minutes tops between the tri-state and downtown. No delays of any consequence on any of the tollways. Here's the White Sox camera. So it is a little slow from about 35th on in, but that's typical for this time in the morning. What is not typical, this is going to happen over the weekend for those of you on the Blue Line. They're going to start that track work, and it will create the situation between the Addison and Western stations where they won't have any stations open. That's Belmont, California, Logan Square. That'll be from 10 o'clock tonight until about 4 o'clock Monday morning. Val and Tanya.
All right, Roz, thank you. Now back to our top story this morning. It has been 1 year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Today, we are reminded of the devastation that millions of Ukrainians have faced, as well as Russian President Vladimir Putin's unwavering commitment to the war effort.
ABC's Patrick Reville walks us through the war during this past year and the outlook for the future.
It's been a year since the morning the world woke to Russian missiles hitting Kyiv, and the day the world changed. Vladimir Putin announced his special military operation, claiming to be denazifying Ukraine. Russian tanks pouring over the borders. Millions of Ukrainians fleeing west. Appalled, Western countries imposed unprecedented sanctions on Moscow. Russia hoped to seize Kyiv within a week. But the Kremlin had spectacularly underestimated Ukraine's will to resist. President Volodymyr Zelensky refusing to abandon the capital. Ukraine's fighters drove Russia back, first from Kyiv, then, helped by Western weapons and Russian incompetence, liberating thousands of miles in the south and east.
The Russians failed at every level of war, the strategic, the operational, and the tactical. This was a stunning turn of events, for this was the army that we thought would be in Berlin in days.
Russia left horror behind it. Mass graves, reports of torture, rape, deportation.
This used to be a group of holiday homes, but you can see they've been completely obliterated by a missile that landed here early this morning. There doesn't appear to be any military target around here.
Putin has refused to turn back, calling up hundreds of thousands more men. Russia now estimated to have lost nearly 200,000 troops killed or wounded. Ukraine also losing many tens of thousands. Both sides now girding for new offensives in eastern Ukraine as the war enters a decisive phase. The US and other allies have already supplied around $128 billion in aid. President Biden this week promising to back Ukraine as long as it takes.
1 year ago, the world was bracing for the fall of Kyiv. Well, I just come from a visit to Kyiv, and I can report Kyiv stands strong.
Patrick Reevell, ABC News, Kyiv.
Well, the next phase of the war could determine whether Ukraine can restore lasting peace to the country.
Meanwhile, there are Ukrainians here in Chicago who left their country to escape the violence.
We have Nadia Glavin and her father here in this photo. They are both from Ukraine. 1 year later, Nadia is here in Chicago, but her father remains overseas.
And this morning, Nadia joins us live. Nadia, just first of all, want to say thank you so much for waking up this morning. I know this has to be a very emotional day for you, considering that your father is still there in Ukraine. It's been 1 year. How are you and your family holding up?
Thank you so much for having me here. Today is a very, very difficult day for every Ukrainian. It just brings back all the worst emotions that we experienced, and I wish no one ever goes through this type of emotions and the fear and not knowing what is going to happen tomorrow. Today, a year after, we feel a lot better, a lot more confident, because we believe in our armed forces of Ukraine.
Nadia, your father is still overseas. How often are you able to speak with him? How is he doing?
We speak almost every day, depending how often he has electricity back home and can actually connect. In the beginning of the war, we spoke every hour, every few minutes of every hour, because I was just hoping he would pick up the phone. And now it's more or less every day, every other day, I would say.
Well, President Zelensky predicts that the war will be over and he'll have victory this year. Are you optimistic that that will indeed happen?
Answer is, I'd like to be very much optimistic, and it will only be possible if we get enough weapons, enough artillery, enough of powerful F-16 jets, and then our victory is definitely undeniably coming this year. And as of right now, we have soldiers who are using the weapons very efficiently with the not big amount that we currently have. They are able to just show the world unbelievable efficiency of using the weapons. And I do believe that it will be towards the end of this year. I would like to believe so.
Nadia, what is your message to everybody watching this morning?
I have a few messages. Probably, first of all, please come and show your support tonight at 6:30 at St. Volodymyr and Olha Catholic Church. Thank you guys for showing it on TV as well. We all will be there. We all will have 365 posters representing every day of the war. It will be powerful. And the second message, I would like to wish everybody to appreciate what they have and live their day like there's no tomorrow in the best scene. And third message, glory to Ukrainian heroes.
We wish peace for Ukraine. Nadia Glavin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, there are several events, as Nadia said, to mark today. Dozens of children who fled the war in Ukraine now attend classes here, and St. Nicholas will hold a prayer vigil at 2 o'clock this afternoon at St. Nicholas Cathedral School. It will feature testimony from students as well as the children singing the Ukrainian national anthem.
At 6:30, as you just heard, Nadia, Lori Lightfoot will attend a rally and remembrance at St. Volodymyr and Olha Ukrainian Catholic Church. That's at 739 North Oakley.
After the rally, the group will make the short walk to St. Nicholas Ukrainian Catholic Cathedral. There at 7:30 tonight, Cardinal Blaise Sukovich will join other religious leaders for a prayer service. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. We did wake up to a lot of cloud cover, now thinning up a little bit. We'll have a little bit of sunshine this morning, then the clouds thicken back up later this afternoon. Temperature in Chicago, 19 degrees out there. It's a little bit of a wind out there that's giving us a wind chill. It's just around 5 to 15, so a lot lower than where we were yesterday, but still enough to give us that wind chill value into the single digits for a lot of us. Right now, Crystal Lake feels like 6 degrees, Midway at 9. Sugar Grove, good morning to everyone there. It is feeling like 5 degrees this morning, so you'll definitely want to grab the extra. We'll have lots of clouds around the afternoon. You can kind of see them starting to push into our area here. We will have some flakes as well as we go into the evening hours. High temperature today expected to be into the upper 20s. A temperature close to 40 yesterday, so you could definitely feel the difference out there throughout the day today, and then getting mild as we head into this upcoming weekend. Roz?
We're looking at travel times averaging about 35 minutes now on your inbound commutes, and now we've got an outbound problem. It's on the camp right around Key. IDOT crews headed toward this crash. It is starting to cause a bit of a backup there. A couple other things that we're keeping an eye on: crashes off the expressways. This one not too far from the Kennedy. It's at Western and Addison, and Addison really backed up in both directions, as is southbound Western Avenue. We still have crews working to clear this crash up in Lakemore. We've got traffic lights out in Barrington, Route 59 in Cuba, and the crash in Lakemore, that's going to be at Route 120 and Sullivan Lake Road. So please be careful at any of these areas. Overall, not too bad of a Friday out there. Tanya and Val.
All right, Roz, thank you. Now to an upcoming room reveal for a child undergoing cancer treatment.
The bedroom makeover is happening this afternoon in Hinsdale.
Special Spaces is behind this big remodeling project. It's a nonprofit which helps create dream bedrooms for children with cancer. They partner with the community to make this makeover happening, and we are lucky enough to have with us today Kelly Knox with Special Spaces, Andy Wells. If we could go back on that prompter, went a little fast on me. There you go. Andy Wells with Normandy Remodeling, and Ashley Nothi, the designer. Good morning to you all.
Good morning. Good morning.
How exciting is this? You guys are all in the room where the makeover is happening, right?
Yes, we're so excited.
Well, Kelly, tell us briefly the mission of Special Spaces to start.
Sure. Special Spaces creates dream bedrooms for children with cancer. And we are a nationwide nonprofit that has created over 1,500 room makeovers across the country by partnering with companies like Normandy Builders, Normandy Remodeling, and we've done 300 of them here in Chicagoland with partnerships with people like you.
Andy, how many volunteers work with you all?
Well, I believe today the count's going to be about 30 people. So they're all from our company, you know, from design staff to trade professionals. So we're excited to have a whole crew here today.
I'm excited to learn about the design of the room. Ashley, tell us about it.
Yeah, so Savannah had a very clear picture of what she wanted. She put a Pinterest board together for us. So it's going to be a little bit of a minimalist, boho kind of feel, very light and bright and airy, and highlighting her favorite color of pink.
Wonderful. So we are looking at the before right now. Can't wait to see the after.
Oh, I'm so excited. Kelly, you wanted to say something. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was saying we can't either. This day, putting 200 hours into this room makeover, we are just really excited to change your life. That's the best part of the day, when Savannah comes home and it's all done.
Yeah.
All right. And before we let you go real quick, Kelly, we know that Special Spaces needs more community partners like Normandy Remodeling and make more room for makeovers possible. Is that right?
Yeah, we really do. There were over 500 kids diagnosed with cancer in Illinois this year. And to do every single child's room makeover, we really need community partners, organizations, schools, and families to help us create those room makeovers. So please check us out at specialspaces.org to help.
Well, I hope having you here on the show today helps you to get those volunteers and those partnering organizations. Thank you so much for what you do. It truly is special.
Thank you. Thank you for helping us change children's lives.
Well, that's Kelly Knox of Special Spaces, Andy Wells, and Ashley Nothi with Normandy Remodeling.
Again, the room reveal is this afternoon, and it's happening in Hinsdale.
On Monday, we're going to have a dream bedroom recipient on the show live with us. Make sure to join us for the surprise and to see the look on Savannah's face. That will, of course, be the best part. We'll be right back. Hallelujah, Val. It is finally Friday.
You are not kidding. The weekend is here, so let's get a check on Festival Friday with Roz. Hey, Roz.
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, we're real happy about that. So my favorite time of the day, Festival Friday, and we are going to start with outdoor winter fun. We're not quite done with the season yet, so you can still take advantage of the Chicago Park District's Polar Adventure Days. They got the last one of the season, Saturday afternoon. It's from 12 until 3 at Northerly Island. You're going to see Siberian Husky sled demonstrations, learn about birds of prey, create arts, enjoy storytelling with hot cocoa. Admission is free. It takes place whether or not there's snow. Now, I discovered it's a pretty cool to take the chill out of winter. Check it out. It's the new Lost Reef Lounge in Lakeview. Yeah, it's not an aquarium, but they have 8 saltwater fish tanks with all kinds of exotic fish and coral. Add to that some creative cocktails and small cold bites for a very zen, tranquil experience.
Titanic, it is a Chinese story. They were kind of shuffled off and hidden, kind of expunged from.
The Chinese American Museum of Chicago will host a Saturday noon of the 6th. It will be followed by a Q&A with the co-creator. The documentary tells the story of 6 Chinese men who survived the sinking of the Titanic in 1912, but were expelled from the country and their stories never told. Well, for the first time, we discover the men's stories of survival and dignity.
Oh, what a special exhibit. Thank you, Roz.
So powerful.
Yeah.
All right, Roz, thanks. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Eyewitness News, streaming at 7, continues after a break.
Welcome back, everybody. Now to what's buzzing in Hollywood.
ABC's Jason Nathanson is diving deep into what's happening in Hollywood this morning.
Beth, we should go.
Let the rampage begin. Cocaine Bear is in theaters this weekend. The darkly comedic, bloody, true-ish tale of a bear who finds a package of cocaine in the woods and goes nuts. Kerry Russell, among the film's stars, me trying to end a CGI bear was attacking her and her friends. It was kind of nuts.
Often it was us in the woods with Liz screaming on a megaphone going, "Okay, now he's eating his face off. There's blood dripping all down his body. And now he's climbing up and his leg just fell off and it's blood squirting all over." You're like, what are we doing? It's insanity.
Elizabeth Banks directed Cocaine Bear. It'll likely finish second this weekend to the new Ant-Man movie.
Order set.
Warner Brothers going back to Middle-earth, announcing on its earnings call that the studio has struck a deal for more Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit movies. No word yet if Peter Jackson, the visionary director behind the first 2 trilogies, will be involved or when we might see them. These will be separate from Amazon Prime Video's TV series.
Lift me up.
From the Super Bowl to the Oscars, Rihanna will perform at this year's Academy Awards, singing her Oscar-nominated song Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. You'll see that March 12th on ABC. And it's a big week for O'Shea Jackson Jr., the actor co-starring in Cocaine Bear, and today is his birthday. He's 32. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Looks so much like his dad. It's
Oh, really?
Truly.
I mean,
I had to do a double take there.
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm stuck on Cocaine Bear.
Are you guys gonna watch it?
No.
Well, Richard Roper is going to review it today, later on today on Windy City Weekend. So I'm really curious to what he is going to say on that.
Ditto
Spend or
that.
say.
It's in the same spirit as like the Sharknado movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to save, but we'll see what he says. He's
But
the expert.
I understand why people want to watch it. Maybe to get away from like all the seriousness, just go to the movie and watch it.
Yeah.
I
But
get it.
it's a weird one.
It's definitely a
For
weird
sure.
one. And like you said, based on a true story.
Yeah.
Now to a Utah principal who found himself all alone on a snow day. Let's take a look.
One is the longest number that you'll ever do.
The soundtrack to this is epic. Love it. Principal Tyler Howe, the lone person at Granger High this week. He's seen walking the halls, eating alone in the cafeteria. He even played chess against himself. He finished the day with a nap and a copy of the book, Green Eggs and Ham. I mean, it is a stressful thing to be the principal of a high school. This is probably the highlight of his week.
Right.
Quiet, peace.
And he got to exercise some of that creativity. I wonder how he's setting up those camera shots to capture all of this.
I would think maybe like a stool and then his phone. I don't know. Maybe he had a tripod, but I don't know.
Roz is the queen of setting this stuff up. Roz?
Oh, please stop. I mean, it's not that hard to do. My daughter was just on vacation visiting her boyfriend, and there's this gorgeous picture of the two of them at this park, and, sunrise, sunset behind them. And I'm like, how'd they take that picture? Because they were alone. Well, she had her tripod with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My brother's a teacher, and I can see him doing that.
Yeah.
Which is super handy to know how to do, by the way. For Haisol and Roz, I'm Tanya Babich.
And I'm Val Warner. Thank you so much for watching Eyewitness News at 7 a.m. Tanya's going to have a news update, and there are weather and traffic check-ins as well. We'll hear from all of them in just a moment. But for everyone here at ABC 7, thank you so much for watching again. We'll see you Monday morning at 7.
Good morning.
Rise and shine.
Sleepyhead.
Yes. That's
exciting.
what America wants.
Rise and shine with daytime's #1 talk show.
Every weekday morning.
We're live.
Go live.
We're live.
Go live.
Live with Kelly and Ryan. Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
ABC 7 News is now streaming live and local 24/7.
Now get more newscasts, breaking news, weather, and more of the stories that matter to you.
Anytime on any screen, big or small.
The same Eyewitness News team you know and trust is expanding to bring you even more live and local coverage around the clock.
Live in Cary.
Live at City Hall. Live in Bourbonnais.
Watch our new ABC 7 Chicago 24/7 channel, now wherever you stream.
Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It is 7:56. I'm Tanya Babich. About 22,000 ComEd customers in our area still have no power this morning. ComEd tells us crews expect to restore electricity to almost everybody by sometime tomorrow night. Most of the outages are in the north suburbs, which were hardest hit by an ice storm that brought down trees and power lines Wednesday night. Stay with us. We'll check on weather and traffic up next.
All right, wind has really died down compared to where it was yesterday. We just have a little bit of a breeze between about 5 and 15 miles per hour out there. For the rest of today, temperatures are going to be in the upper 20s to low 30s in some of our southern suburbs. Mainly cloudy through today, although I know we're seeing a little bit of clearing here and there this morning. The clouds thicken back up as we go into this afternoon. This evening, we could have some flurries around. This weekend is looking really nice. We're looking at temperatures into the low 40s for Saturday. Sunday closer to 50 degrees, and then by Monday to kick off the week, we're talking temperatures into the 50s. Roz?
Good news, bad news for Metro riders. We'll start with the good news. This would be on UP Northwest. The PA system at the Cary station is working again, making the announcements. Bad news is emergency track work at the Geneva station on the UP West line. This is affecting all kinds of trains because they can't get through there. So outbound 1315, inbound 32 and 36. Really going to be late this morning. On the expressways, 30-35 minute travel times. One new crash. It's on the tri-state on the southbound side near I-55. A little bit of a delay there.